She had ridden this road 100 times before, 34 miles. Her usual route? Highway 47, out and back, the kind of road that feels like it goes on forever in both directions. She knew every curve of it. She rode it almost every morning, sometimes with her mother, always with her yellow Sony Walkman, always home before noon. On the morning of September 20th, 1988, 19-year-old Tara Calico left her home in Belen, New Mexico at approximately 9:30 in the morning. She was never seen again. But what makes Tara's case unlike almost any other, what has kept investigators, analysts, and ordinary people awake for nearly 4 decades, is not just that she disappeared. It is what turned up 10 months later, 1,400 miles away, in a parking lot in Florida. A photograph. Tara Lee Calico was born on February 28, 1969, in Belen, New Mexico, a small town in Valencia County, about 30 miles south of Albuquerque. She was the eldest of 5 children. Her family knew her as spirited, athletic, and deeply loyal to the people she loved. She was a pee-wee cheerleader. She played softball, she skied, she played tennis. By the time she was 19, she was a sophomore at the University of New Mexico, working part-time at a local bank, and beginning to build an adult life in the same small town where she had grown up. The bike rides were a ritual. Almost every morning, Tara would set out along Highway 47, 17 miles out, 17 miles back, listening to music on her yellow Sony Walkman. It was her time, her solitude. A routine so familiar she could have done it with her eyes closed. Her mother, Patty Dool, used to ride with her. She stopped after she began to feel that a motorist was following them. She told Tara to consider carrying mace. Tara said it was fine. She was not afraid of that road. On the morning of September 20th, before she left, Tara told her mother, "If I'm not back by noon, come and look for me." She had plans to play tennis with her boyfriend at 12:30. She had no reason not to come home. Patty watched her daughter ride away on her distinctive neon pink Huffy mountain bike with yellow control cables. It was the last time she ever saw her. When noon came and Tara had not returned, Patty drove out along Highway 47 to look for her. She found nothing. She called the police. Law enforcement, the FBI, friends, and family spread out across the mesa off Highway 47. The search was extensive. The terrain was wide and unforgiving. They found pieces of Tara's Sony Walkman scattered along the road, and a cassette tape. Her mother believed she had dropped them deliberately, to mark her trail, to leave something for someone to find. They never found the bicycle. They never found Tara. But witnesses had seen something. Multiple people reported seeing Tara on her bike that morning, and reported that she was being followed, closely, by an old light-colored pickup truck with a white handmade camper shell and New Mexico plates. A 1950s Ford, witnesses said, driving slowly alongside her, not passing, following. One witness, Baron Freeman, described the moment he saw them from his own vehicle. "Once I passed her," he said, "that's when I first focused my eyes on the so-called escort vehicle. That's when the hair stood up on the back of my neck." The truck was never found. The driver never came forward. With the help of multiple witnesses, investigators put together a sketch. The driver was believed to be a white male in his late 30s or 40s, with red or brown hair. That sketch has never led to an identification. The case received national attention. It was featured on Unsolved Mysteries, America's Most Wanted, and The Oprah Winfrey Show. Tips poured in from across the country. Task forces were assembled over the years, then quietly dismantled. Every lead led nowhere. Then, 10 months after Tara vanished, everything changed. On June 15, 1989, a woman discovered a Polaroid photograph in the parking lot of a convenience store in Port St. Joe, Florida. Port St. Joe is a small coastal town in the Florida Panhandle. It has no obvious connection to New Mexico. No connection to Tara Calico. No connection to anything about this case at all. And yet, the photograph showed a young woman and a boy. Both appeared to be bound. Both appeared to be gagged. They were in what appeared to be the back of a van. The woman's eyes were open. She was looking directly at the camera. The photograph was turned over to police. It was broadcast nationally on A Current Affair in July of 1989. And almost immediately, the calls started coming in. People who knew Tara Calico said the woman in the photograph looked exactly like her. Patty Dole, Tara's mother, examined the Polaroid. She was convinced it was her daughter. She noted a scar on the woman's leg, identical in shape and position to a scar Tara had received in a car accident years earlier. She also noted a paperback book visible next to the woman in the photograph. V.C. Andrews' My Sweet Adrena. It was, Patty said, one of Tara's favorite books. She had no doubt. That was her daughter. 3 of the world's foremost forensic agencies were asked to analyze the photograph. Scotland Yard examined it and concluded that the woman in the image was Tara Calico. The Los Alamos National Laboratory examined it and concluded the opposite. Their forensic scientists stated that the woman was, in their words, definitely not Tara. The FBI examined it and found the results inconclusive. 3 agencies, 3 different conclusions, and a photograph that has never been definitively identified in either direction. It remains one of the most analyzed and debated pieces of evidence in any missing persons case in American history. There was one more detail. On the same day the Polaroid was found, June 15, 1989, witnesses reported seeing a white cargo van with no windows and a sliding side door parked at that same convenience store. The van was gone by the time investigators arrived. It was never identified. Nobody knows who took the photograph. Nobody knows who left it there. Nobody knows why. Over the decades, the theories accumulated. Some investigators looked at David Parker Ray, known as the Toy Box Killer, whose family owned a ranch not far from where Tara disappeared, and who bore a resemblance to the witness sketch. That theory was formally investigated by the FBI and ruled out. Investigators determined Ray was living in Phoenix, Arizona at the time of Tara's disappearance. Others pointed to the former sheriff of Valencia County, whose son was named in local rumors as a person of interest. That theory was also investigated. It was never proven. Both the sheriff and his son have since died. Every promising direction went cold. Then, in June of 2023, 35 years after Tara disappeared, Valencia County Sheriff Denise Vigil stood at a podium and made an announcement that stopped the true crime world cold. Law enforcement, she said, had identified the offenders associated with Tara Calico's disappearance. They had, she said, sufficient evidence to submit the investigation to the district attorney's office for review of potential charges. The suspects were not named. Court records were sealed. No arrests were announced. As of today, no charges have been filed. No arrests have been made. The FBI continues to offer a reward of up to $20,000 for information leading to Tara's recovery or the conviction of those responsible. Tara Calico would be 56 years old today. Her mother, Patty, who never stopped fighting for her daughter, passed away in 2006. Her father died in 2022. Her 2 sisters and 2 brothers are still alive. They are still waiting. In September 2008, investigators announced that they no longer believed that Tara was the woman in the Polaroid photograph. Her sister Michelle said she was torn, that it looked exactly like her, that she could not rule it out. The photograph remains unidentified. The woman in it has never been named. Nobody has ever come forward to explain it. Highway 47 still runs through Belen, New Mexico. Cars pass along it every day. Most of the people driving it have never heard of Tara Calico. But somewhere along that road, on a September morning in 1988, something happened to a 19-year-old woman on a pink bicycle with a yellow Walkman. And whoever was driving that old pickup truck knows exactly what it was. If you have any information about the 1988 disappearance of Tara Calico, please contact the Valencia County Sheriff's Office at 505-866-2400 or the FBI at 505-889-1300. The FBI is offering a reward of up to $20,000 for information leading to an arrest and conviction. All details in this story are alleged and based on publicly reported information. Timelines and events may be approximate. Some aspects of this case remain unverified. This case is currently under active review by the Valencia County District Attorney's Office. Nothing in this video constitutes a statement of guilt against any named or unnamed individual.